Today on this episode of Park Goers Go, we are introducing a new segment called Departed Land. Find out what those sounds meant on Park Goers Go. Let's go! Hello, Park Goers, and welcome to another episode of Park Goers Go, your go-to podcast for all things theme park. On today's episode, we are hosting another... Oh, wait, no. We're not hosting another. This is a new segment.
This is the very first.
Yes, the very first episode of Departed Land. Oh. Before we get started, I'm your host, Nate.
I'm Logan.
And I'm Dustin.
And this is Park Goers Go.
This is also, just so you guys keep in mind, this is the second episode of the season. You don't have to bring it up.
Hey, second episode of this season!
Yes! Cue the funeral procession. Departed Lands is a new segment where we will be going over lands that are no longer with us.
Lands that have departed.
They have departed. They're no longer in the parks. So you can't go to them anymore. Well, maybe. Some of them might, if you're willing to
you
travel.
can go to their old stomping grounds.
A re-theme, maybe. Yeah.
This is the graveyard of theme park lands.
But I do want to point out that the original idea for the segment was defunct lands, but that's like already a thing in theme park culture.
No.
Yeah.
Shout out to Defunct Land. We love Defunct Land.
Today's fairly departed lands are going to be... Roll call.
The Woody the Woodpecker KidZone in Universal Studios, Florida.
The Pacific Wharf in Disney California Adventure.
And the beloved, the legendary Dinoland U.S.A. at Disney's Animal Kingdom in Florida.
It's too raw. It's like too soon.
No time to fossilize.
Why'd you pick that one?
No time has passed. We have to remember it while it's fresh.
Yeah, that's true. All right, let's hop into it. Okay, Woody the Woodpecker, KidZone. In 1990, Universal Studios Florida opened with a dedication to making attractions for all of the ages. For adults, they had the more intense experiences like Confrontation and Earthquake, as well as shows like Murder, She Wrote, Mystery Theater. While for teens and older kids, they had Nickelodeon Studios, stunt shows, the Fantastic World of Hanna-Barbera ride, and the E.T. Adventure.
Only one of those is studio.
Icon.
But for the younger kids, there wasn't much to catch their attention. No place for them to run around and see their favorite characters. So, in what was then known as the Expo Center, nestled
right in there.
WrestleMania.
They wrestled their way through some elbows.
Wrestling E.T. and animals.
Yeah, right between the E.T. Adventure and the Animals Actor stage, Universal found some land to place some more modern, at the time, and engaging attractions.
I don't think you needed to say at the time.
Well, it was modern at the time, not now.
Well, obviously, you're talking about the 1990s.
So in 1994, a splash pad playground called Fievel's Playland and an interactive theater show named A Day in the Park with Barney were built. For those too young to know, Fievel was the name of a young mouse from the 1986 film An American Tail and its 1991 sequel, Fievel Goes West. And Barney was a purple dinosaur from our imagination who hosted a kid show on TV. He actually still hosts a kid show on TV, except for I think it's animated now.
He's kicking. He's alive and kicking.
Yeah, he sounds weird though. I also find it funny, or I also find it fun to mention. I just find it real funny. So I find it fun to mention that in the Expo Center, also what existed was a replica of the Psycho House and the Hard Rock Cafe, which were neighbored to these kid-friendly attractions. But that would all change with a... So, in 1999, right next door, Universal Studios Florida would welcome its new sister park, Islands of Adventure, which hosted a land of of older cartoons called Toon Lagoon, which they would license from other sources. So in an attempt to revitalize an old character from their own catalog, Universal added the new Woody the Woodpecker show to their Saturday morning Fox Kids lineup, and in a clever use of synergy, decided to not only introduce him into the parks, but would make him the glue that tied all the kids areas or all the kid area together, thus creating
all the kids together.
Ship them to the Psycho House.
Woody the Woodpecker's KidZone. This area would not only include the Barney Show, Fievel's Playland, E.T., the Animal Show, but would also add Curious George Goes to Town water area / playground, and the newest and first Universal roller coaster, which was Woody the Woodpecker's Nut House Coaster, as well as an area to meet and greet some of the characters. So isn't that fun? The Woody the Woodpecker Nut House Coaster was the first roller coaster at Universal Studios.
That's crazy.
That is.
And that's now the troll one?
I don't think it is the same coaster. It is the equivalent, I guess, in like kid intensity. But the Woody the Woodpecker roller coaster.
But it's gone, isn't it?
Yes. But it was located near the front of the land. Like when you walk past the land, you could see it right up in front. The troll one, I believe, is a little further back.
Spot. Yeah, it is.
The land more or less would stay the same for over a decade. And although it was initially popular, its aging properties and dead-end design made families less inclined to explore. In 2021, the Barney Show would close. To make way for the more modern, semi-recently acquired property, which was DreamWorks Destination, a show showcasing the DreamWorks characters. This would be a short-lived foreshadowing, as only a year later, the entire land would shut down. And would make way for the retheming that would be DreamWorks Land, which is what we have today. Yes! So essentially, the only things that survived from Woody the Woodpecker's KidZone were the things that predated the Woody Woodpecker KidZone, which would be E.T. and the Animal Actors on Location show. So, do we have any memories of this land?
I do.
Okay. Nathaniel, do you have any, or did this predate your journey?
No, I got nothing. Nothing going up here.
So, Nathaniel, you can sit this one out. Logan, what do you remember? Because I remember a lot.
I remember Earthquake.
No, from the Woody the Woodpecker land.
I do just remember the ride because I remember the weird line,
like the queue.
The queue.
Which ride?
Woody, the Woodpecker queue.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because they had that crazy queue.
Sure. Now, if I remember correctly, right next to the Woody the Woodpecker, there was like a little store. But you could meet and greet, or you could meet characters there, and there was like a SpongeBob setup. Do you recall this?
Oh, I mean, I've been to the SpongeBob place.
Okay.
SpongeBob place isn't there anymore?
No, it is.
Is it? I don't know. I haven't been there in a while.
Yes.
Wait, is it?
Yeah.
We were just there, and I don't remember.
Yeah, it's right there. It's right before...
right before Shrek?
No, right before... oh my god, what is he called?
E.T.?
E.T., yes.
Okay, so it's still there. Okay, I remember that, and then I think right next to that was Woody the Woodpecker. But yeah, no, I remember Woody the Woodpecker seeing it. I don't believe I ever rode the roller coaster.
I don't remember where Woody the Woodpecker was.
I remember it being pretty close to the entrance. Or according to the map, it is.
And I do remember Fievel's Playland.
Fievel?
What did I say? Feifel?
Feifel? Yeah, no. Fievel's Playland. Okay, I did say it was like a splash pad playground. It was like a water park, kind of like it was a small little water park area that had a really cool slide that you could slide down. But yeah, I remember that one too. Now, what about the Barney show? Do you remember the Barney show?
No. Not outright. If there was maybe if I watched something, I might be able to recall, but...
Well, I would imagine the last time...
Crazy.
What?
I was looking up the SpongeBob place on Universal website, and they still say it's located at Woody Woodpecker's KidZone.
Did they really?
And the map is still... Because I was looking at the screenshots of the map, I was like, This place doesn't exist. Where is this?
Whoa. So in their official like website, it still says what it was?
Yeah, the holding on.
That's crazy. It's like they forgot about this place too. So the beginning of 2023, but it's funny because I'm looking at a map from 2024 and it still says Woody the Woodpecker. Oh, okay. So it was still called Woody the Woodpecker KidZone, but all it had was the animal show, E.T., Meet SpongeBob, and I guess whatever the food place was near the entrance. Okay, so my bad. Apparently, the KidZone lasted longer than I thought until like 2025. Whenever DreamWorks Land opened is, I guess, when they switched over. No, going back to the Barney show though, I remember. I guess it was just for kicks. We went. Me and some...
no, it's pronounced kids.
No, just for kicks. Me and some friends, when I was working down there, went and did it. And I remember the queue, like the waiting area to do it was just a giant playground that looked like a playhouse, like almost like a treehouse kind of thing. And it was very like woodsy and very detailed. It was kind of impressive. I wish I would have looked at some videos. But then when you went inside, it was a pretty big stage and, you know, it was all engaging. You know, Barney would come out and, you know, do his thing, which is always fun because Barney in the show was a costume character. So it was kind of like seeing the real thing. So that was cute. I've already talked about the Curious George Goes to Town area. It was incredible. It was the coolest thing. The only problem was that it was tucked all the way in the back of the KidZone. And so a lot of people didn't go to it, but also in the front, it was a water area. So if you didn't want to get wet, you had to go around the water area. But when you did go around the water area, it was an indoor, pretty much foam ball pit with foam vacuums, not foam vacuums, with vacuums that would suck up the balls and then shoot them out of like little cannons. So you could just endlessly shoot other kids. I've never seen that before. I thought it was really cool. It was a lot of fun. So I feel like that one kind of suffered. And I believe in one of the episodes we talked about how Kung Fu Panda took over it and how seemingly that idea of the ball pit thing could have still survived instead of having the, I guess, a digital puppet of Poe talking to you. But, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, no, that's pretty much it. And Woody the Woodpecker roller coaster was one of the beginner kids roller coaster, a rite of passage coaster for many a kid. I'm glad that they still have the now they have the Troller coaster as opposed to just getting rid of it completely. But you guys been to DreamWorks Land and you think it's a good one?
Yeah, skip the Troller coaster though. Let me tell you, unless you got kids.
Well, for kids, sure.
I think it's cute.
We waited like a half hour for that too.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys rode it?
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
Okay. But anyways, that was the departed land. So let's go ahead and raise a glass to this land, everybody, as we send it on its way. Glasses and salutes. We play it out. And very good. Well, I mean, going back to the Curious George thing, because I liked it so much. It was kind of crazy because they had all the cannons that you could just shoot. But it was like, you know, you had to aim. It wasn't just like spraying it everywhere. So you had to be very specific with what you were shooting. And because of all the balls flying, it was kind of like a war.
I hate it already.
It was very like a specific war. Wait, specific war? Pacific Wharf?
You didn't gather where he was going once he started saying specific?
No, because my brain doesn't think like that.
I had to. My brain has been conditioned over years and years and years of exposure to Dustin's brain.
Anyways, let's talk about the Pacific Wharf.
Pacific Wharf at Disney California Adventure. It was a charming, coastal-inspired corner of the park designed to evoke the historic waterfronts of Monterey, California. It was positioned between the then Bountiful Valley Farm and Paradise Pier. The area welcomed guests across the Pacific Wharf Bridge into a space that celebrated California's fishing heritage, maritime architecture, and relaxed seaside atmosphere. But more than anything, it functioned as an open-air food court. offering a variety of dining options in a setting that blended the look and feel of Monterey and San Francisco. I almost said Sokio.
Not yet. Not yet.
The land's signature attraction was the Bowden. How do you say that?
I think Bowden.
Boudwin. It's Boudwin.
It's Boudin. The land's signature attraction was the Boudin Bakery Tour, where guests could watch San Francisco's famous sour bread being made fresh each day. The tour included complimentary samples, showcased the bread throughout the resort, especially in its beloved bread bowl soups. Pacific Wharf was also home to the Walt Disney Imagineering Blue Sky Cellar, a space that alternated between serving as a preview center for upcoming projects as an annual pass holder lounge and a venue for occasional meet and greets. Dining and treats were central to the Wharf experience, one of the most popular restaurants being Ghirardelli's Soda Fountain and Chocolate Shop, where guests could indulge in hot fudge sundaes, ice creams, and free samples. In September 2022, Disney announced that the Pacific Wharf would undergo a major transformation inspired by Big Hero 6. The land would be rethemed to San Francisco, the hybrid city from the 2014 animated film that blends the aesthetics of San Francisco and Tokyo. By February 2023, the updated name San Francisco Square was confirmed, and the reimagined area officially debuted on August 31st, 2023. While Pacific Wharf served for years as a relaxing, food-centric space rooted in Californian history, its evolution into San Francisco Square reflects Disney California Adventure's ongoing shift toward story-driven, character-focused environments.
IP.
I love me some IP. Let me tell you that. And I love San Francisco. Love. Sorry, Departed Land, but I don't care. I want San Francisco.
Now, here's the question. Do you guys remember Pacific Wharf?
No.
That's funny. Yeah, no.
When did you guys first go to Disneyland?
We've definitely been when it was open, and I did not know it existed until San Francisco opened. I was like, what is this whole new area that we've...
We have been there when it was still Pacific Wharf, but we don't remember it because it was so unimportant. Not unimportant, I guess that was rude.
We just never went. I don't think we ever walked through it.
Well, and like you pointed out, it just seems like a continuation of the pier. So it's not like, I get it.
I don't know. I don't remember it at all, even if we did.
For anybody who doesn't know, the baby care center is actually tucked in the back of that, right across from the bakery. So if you ever need any medicines, like pain medicines or over-the-counter medicines, you can go there. I know this because my wife and I went there once, and we went to the Pixar Lounge. Is that what it's called? Or Lamp Lounge.
Lamplight Lounge.
Lamplight Lounge. There you go. My wife and I got a cocktail, which the alcohol in there did not agree with me and gave me severe heartburn, to the point where we then went over to the baby care center, which was closed. So I laid on my back on top of one of the tables in front of the bakery,
crying like a baby.
Oh, I was having a time.
Well, I didn't know that it used to be a bakery before, so that's really cool. They kept the bones.
Yeah, apparently it's opening day. That's one of the opening day things.
I do like the theme. I mean, the theming of like the pier and stuff. I think San Francisco walks better. But, I mean, in general, looking at pictures, they didn't really change it too much. So, I think they did a pretty good job with it.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, for me, all they did was put up the red arches.
Yeah, just some paint,
and
some
they
lanterns.
just changed a couple names. Yeah, they really didn't change much. I mean, it's not... I'm glad it brings in the people that it does. But like you guys said, when it wasn't themed anything, and I guess with the rise of the theming of everything else, like Pixar Pier and whatnot, it was only a matter of time. And it's not like it lost anything, Like all the structures are still the same. They still have that photo op of the net of fish.
Just a fresh coat of paint.
Yeah. So,
and it's so stinking cute. It works so well. It's such a good idea.
Yes. For Pacific Wharf, I agree. I think it's a good idea. For Big Hero 6 as a property, kind of wish we would have got something else. You know what I mean? Like
I think there's still an
pretty
opportunity.
Fun. Oh, I agree. I also agree with that. I hope they put a little ride in there. That would
Bring them on over to the East Coast. You know what I'm saying?
But I think when it comes to Departed Lands, this is going to be the least detrimental because, like we said, they kind of just put stuff on top of it instead of really taking anything away. So, it's no harm, no foul. There's enough of it still, of the original part of it there, where I'm just like, And also, it wasn't that big of a land anyway, so even if they did redo the whole thing, it's just like, I missed the bakery. But, and the Godiva, or not Godiva, what's the...
Ghirardelli.
Oh, you said it, Ghirardelli. Yeah, Ghirardelli shop.
Wasn't that like made in San Francisco? Isn't that why it's in Universal too?
Yeah, we did bring that up. Yeah, we looked that up.
We learned stuff on this
also
podcast.
In Disney
See,
Springs.
we're learning stuff and bringing it together.
It is in Disney Springs as well.
Jeez, Ghirardelli's all over the place. They got themselves into Disney and Universal.
Well, remember, the Universal was just a facade.
Yeah, but still.
All right, so let's raise a glass to Pacific Wharf. Clinks all around, and let's send it on its way.
Good riddance.
Goodbye, Pacific Wharf, even though you're pretty much still here, just with a thin overlay. Goodbye. All right, how do we want to throw to the next one?
And now we're going to take it back in time. We're going to Jurassic time.
What are you saying?
Let's take it back. Thinking about departed lands, let's talk about dinosaurs.
Probably did.
Thinking about the departed and lands, what about Dinoland? I think that's pretty good.
Talk about prehistoric.
Well, you know what all three of these lands have in common?
They're all departed.
Dead.
They're all extinct.
Oh, the extinct. The age of extinction. The countdown to extinction.
Yeah, all these are... Okay, well, let's talk about it first.
Yeah, okay, let's get into it. Dinoland USA. What can I say about Dinoland USA
Hopefully it's history.
that hasn't already been said?
Let's talk about what's coming to
Dinoland USA is most probably our most recently departed land in theme parks, fresh in the grave. But let's go all the way back to its birth, shall we? Dinoland USA opened in April 22nd, 1998, as part of Disney's Animal Kingdom, an opening day land. The land's theme blends prehistoric dinosaurs with the nostalgic American roadside fun. How do those things go together? I'm gonna tell you today. Dinoland USA used to take place in the theming is that it was a fictional town called Diggs County. Well, dinosaur fossils were discovered in 1947. Why 1947? I don't know. Scientists... Because of the discovery of dinosaur fossils, scientists decided to move in and establish the Dino Institute, which is where we get all this, the dinosaur land, is the Dino Institute, all that stuff. That's why there's all these excavations and things going on. Now, at the same time, remember I mentioned the American Nostalgia Roadside Fun?
Uh-huh.
The other side of Dinoland USA is apparently the theming is that some locals decided to take advantage of this opportunity, this new discovered fame, if you will, and open a bunch of different properties to kind of capitalize on this dinosaur discovery. So we have some places that like Restaurantosaurus, I think is how you say it, which is one of the quick eats that you can get. It used to be able to get at Dinoland USA. And that theming is that it used to be an old fishing lodge, and now it's like a dinosaur restaurant. So you'll see like themes of like evidence of both. At the same time, good old Chester and Hester, they decided to turn their gas station into a little carnival style, just like a classic like not theme park, classic like parking lot carnival, like a county fair or something like that. And it was called Dinorama.
Mm-hmm.
Was it called Dinorama?
Yeah.
Dinorama. Dinorama, where you can find souvenir shops, but they also had like all these like different like quirky like carnival games, like the water jet one where you like shoot the water and the bell goes up. The one where you throw the balls. Dustin knows, very familiar with that one.
Stressful.
And all these other different carnival games where you can win prizes. Dinorama also featured its own version of Dinosaur. Dinosaur is the ride that is held in the Dino Institute, which we'll get to in a second, which they called Primeval War. It was one of those classic Dumbo rides. You know, you kind of go up, it just spins around.
Triceratops spin? That was the Dumbo ride.
Can anyone fact check me? Anybody know? Anyone?
Primeval Aura was the Wild Mouse kind of ride where it would rip you around the corner, but also the ride vehicle would spin too.
Yeah, I don't think I ever got the chance to ride that one.
Yeah, that one closed much earlier than everything.
Yeah, that was like one of the first ones. I think that one closed before they even announced Dinoland was like off to go.
I think you're right.
And people were like, whoa, what's happening? And then, of course, we also have Dinosaur. So Dinosaur was the e-ticket. I guess it was the e-ticket. Yeah, the e-ticket attraction for the land. It was a dark ride where guests would travel back in time to try to capture the elusive iguanodon for Dr. Grant Seeker?
Yeah. You get it?
Grant Seeker? Oh, because he's a scientist.
You got a grant. You got to get the grants.
You got to get those grants. Always be on those grants.
Ooh, and fun thing about the last day of Dinosaur being open, that the actor who played Dr. Grant Seeker, Wallace Langham, was actually there. It was taking pictures with the cast members and rode, if not the last ride, one of the last rides of Dinosaur. So that's cute.
Cute.
Wallace Langham. Or Langham.
When the park, actually, it's a little background on Dinosaur though. When the park first opened, it was actually called Countdown to Extinction. And then 2 years later, they decided to change it because Disney released a film called Dinosaur. So they had a slight, I think, re-theme to kind of match up with that. I don't know what they did besides change the name. And they might have changed the story a little.
One thing I know that they did change was the Carnosaurus at the end. He didn't pop out. It was supposed to be the asteroid, an asteroid come and hit you.
I do like the Carnosaurus at the end. I like that change. In addition to that, they also had the Boneyard. The Boneyard was a little kids area where you can kind of go in and dig for like fossils and stuff like that. And then very, very early on in the land, they used to have these like dinosaur or like these walkthrough exhibits. One of them was called like the Dinosaur Jubilee. And you kind of just walk through. You learn about dinosaurs and things like that. Really leaning into like the education and stuff, which kind of goes into theming, with Animal Kingdom. It's all about learning about animals, and these ones are long gone, but still, it was a cute little way. That did not last very long though. Some other things that came with Dinoland U.S.A. was characters and entertainment. Up until I think when Dinoland closed, you could basically meet some staple characters, and then they also had Donald's.
Yeah.
They had Donald's Dino Bash, which was a meet and greet area, I believe. I know Chip and Dale were pretty regulars, and they would be dressed up in dinosaur attire, which was very special.
That was very cute.
Which was super cute.
Very cute. At least near the end, you could also meet Scrooge McDuck and Launchpad from
I didn't know that.
So
the more you know.
And then I think they also had periodically like a little parade where
they
would come out on a float.
Lucky. Oh, okay. Well, that's not what I was talking about. I was going to get into Lucky. So they used to have, and I don't know if you guys have seen this because I wanted to know. They used to have Lucky the Dinosaur. Lucky the Dinosaur was an 8-foot tall green biped dinosaur with unknown species origin, which used to pull like a flower cart, and it's cited, at least from these resources, cited as Disney's first free-roaming audio animatronic figure. I don't think that they lasted very long, but I thought that was a pretty interesting fact.
So, you're going to open up a whole can of worms with Lucky the Dinosaur.
Am I?
Yeah. Lucky the Dinosaur, I never saw Lucky the Dinosaur, but I remember when Lucky the Dinosaur first came out and was announced, it was the first of what was known as the Living Character Initiative, Which are you gonna jump into this? Am I stepping on toes?
I wasn't gonna jump. This is all I got, but I thought I would bring it
Okay.
up because there's a lot of buzz.
Dinosaurs.
A lot of buzz right now about free roaming animatronics. So.
Yes. So I'm not going to jump too much into it, but I will say we talked about Defunct Land already. Defunct Land recently just came out with a video talking about the Living Character Initiative, and he talks about Lucky. He talks about the Remy at the France Pavilion, being able to meet him. He talks about all these different things, and it's a very interesting watch. But yeah, no, Lucky the dinosaur was like the thing, because it's like, oh, he doesn't have a handler, he will interact with you, which at the time, I mean, now we have AI and things being able to read our faces, but at the time it was crazy.
And minds.
Yeah. But yeah, no, so Lucky was kind of a big deal, but then he disappeared.
Lucky
is
kind of a big deal.
They did disappear, which is why I was surprised to find it in my research, because I thought this whole audio animatronic thing was relatively new technology.
Audio animatronic?
No. Like the free roaming, just out and about.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Free roaming, sure. Yeah. But yeah, definitely watch that documentary from Defunct Land, because it's very good. And once he put that out, like 2 days later, they announced the Olaf that can walk around by himself, which was very funny timing.
Well, that's lucky. Other than that, I've already kind of talked about the restaurants.
He's so lucky.
He's a star.
He's a star.
He's a green dinosaur.
Wait, what is the double?
Then why does he no longer roam the park?
Anyway, yeah, so I already talked about the restaurants, but fun fact about Restaurantosaurus used to serve McDonald's food because McDonald's used to sponsor the land up until 2008. They had that was like a classic Easter egg on the dinosaur ride, but I'm not going to go into it because you can't see it anyway.
No, do it.
All right, I'll go into it. They used to have these 3 pipes on the dinosaur queue. One was red, one was white, and one was yellow. So if you don't know, they had elements on it, and those were not elements.
Oh,
God,
chemical.
I took
compounds?
organic chemistry. Yeah, the chemical compound.
Okay, we get it. You were pre-med.
Push up your glasses.
I got
had
LASIK.
LASIK.
Yeah, you know that. Anyway, so they had the chemical
Dustin.
thing. Can I get to the fun fact that everybody should know already? They had the chemical formulas
Compound.
written on each pipe, and they corresponded to the real chemical formulas for ketchup, mayonnaise, and mustard, because it was sponsored by McDonald's.
Hey. And may I also include more when it comes to McDonald's, or do you have more information?
No, I have no more information on McDonald's.
Okay, cool. So I know you brought up Restaurantosaurus, and you said that it tied into the land. Did you talk about specifically how it tied in?
I said that it was a fishing lodge that they made into a restaurant.
Okay, I'm going to add on to that. What's very interesting and a lot of fun about the Restaurantosaurus is that if you look at the dinosaur ride and the rest of the land, it's completely opposite, right? One of them's really serious, the other one's more cartoony, fun carnival. Restaurantosaurus was the thing that brought them both together, because essentially what you had was, like you said, they turned a fishing lodge into this restaurant, but it would also be the main hangout for the interns who worked at the Dino Institute. So if you were to look at it or have looked at it, you would see lawn chairs on the roof with some cans. You would see some different clothing hanging around. And that was basically where the interns lived when they weren't working at the Dino Institute. And the more you looked at the different stuff, the more Easter eggs you saw of that. And you're like, oh, that's actually pretty cute. Otherwise, it just looked like somebody just left their clothes everywhere. But no, that was the story behind Restaurantosaurus. But moving into McDonald's, outside of Dinoland, which I'm sure they will remove it as opposed to destroy it, there was a dinosaur cast of a T-Rex. And that T-Rex is actually named Sue, which is a world-famous T-Rex that was found in South Dakota. Now, I never knew about Sue. My wife told me about Sue, because Sue is a big thing, and my wife is from Illinois. It's a big thing in Chicago, because when this dinosaur was found, it was actually put up for auction, the skeleton of it. And a lot of people were bidding to get this thing, but the Field Museum in Chicago is the one who actually purchased it. And not only did they purchase it, but they also had financial help by 2 organizations, one of them being the Walt Disney World Company and the other one being McDonald's. And during the time that Animal Kingdom first opened was the time when they acquired this. So in your Jubilee area that you brought up earlier, and also, the Fossil Preparation Lab. They had this area called the Fossil Preparation Lab. They were actually prepping the actual fossils of Sue so that it could be transported back to the Field Museum in Chicago. And while they were doing this, of course, they made a cast of Sue, and then it lived in Dinoland. So I thought that was fun. Yay! Yes! And did you talk about Cretaceous Trail?
I did not. If the listeners have not noticed, this is actually a very in-depth land.
Yeah, so initially, yeah.
I did not get all of it. But please tell us about these crustaceans.
Yeah, so no, it's not crustacean. It's the time period.
Crustaceous. So, tell us about them. Tell us about them crabs.
It's basically, if I remember correctly, it was a trail where you walked around and like they had just statues of dinosaurs that you could walk through. And I don't remember if this or part of the extended queue of Dinosaur the Ride ended up becoming the smoking section in Dinoland.
How the mighty have fallen.
Yeah. Oh, and also the Finding Nemo theater is technically part of Dinoland.
That was my last point. Was kind of just talking about stuff. Yeah, I have a technically section.
Okay.
Because I found all these things and I was like, I don't know what this like really goes with it. But yes, technically the Theater in the Wild, which is the stage founded in Disney's Animal Kingdom, is technically, well, I guess was technically part of Dinoland U.S.A., where they used to have shows like Journey into the Jungle Book, Tarzan Rocks, Finding Nemo the Musical, and most recently, Finding Nemo the Big Blue and Beyond.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure it's still Finding Nemo.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, no, it is. That will eventually go into, be a part of the new theme land, which I'll mention in a second. But also apparently Disney's Kite Tales was also technically part of Dinoland U.S.A. Which
oh, really?
Yeah, which is interesting because I don't really associate that whole lagoon area as Dinoland. Kite Tales. The infamous Kite Tales. For those of you who don't know, between the years of 2021 and 2022, in the midst of mid-post-COVID, I would say, Disney decided to debut a new, what are they called? Jet ski show called Kite Tales. It was done on the water. Disney has this amphitheater that basically surrounds this water. I don't know what it was used for before, or if it was just there. But basically, these cast members would come in jet skis with kites attached to them and put on a little kite show on the lagoon. Unfortunately, the show did not last long because the kites would constantly crash into the seating areas.
Oh my gosh.
And they just couldn't figure it out. So eventually they got rid of it. It's one of my biggest sadness. I never got to see that show. I really wanted to see that chaos. And I think it was actually a pretty good show, but besides the technical difficulties.
I never heard of that.
Yeah, and if you watch it, it seems like it almost like was required for them to crash these kites.
It was, yeah. Eventually,
or there was like an area.
Eventually, they had a whole section that was designed just to crash these kites. Because how else are you going to stop a kite from flying?
Cut it loose. It's with the sky now.
When it does come to the lagoon, though, I'm pretty sure it remained untouched, except for they did have that boat ride thing when the park first opened that went through the rivers, and I think it cut to the lagoon. But they did have a show before that called Rivers of Light, which was a nighttime show, which was supposed to be like the thing to bring people into the park for when they opened it late for the nighttime safaris and whatnot. But that was very short-lived. It only lasted like 2 years. Yeah. But during the day, yeah, there was nothing. It was just a lagoon. So Kite Tails is
Kite tails,
fun.
kite tails.
Kite Tails, the one who joined a friend, it never ends.
What is to be of Dinoland now? Its bones are to be fossilized and pressed into fossil fuels to fuel the new
I was like, where is this going?
stop.
Well, it'll fuel the machines that are building.
Yes, to fuel the cranes and the bulldozers that are now building Disney's Tropical Americas.
Tropical America.
Was it Esperanza? Isn't it something like
Pueblo,
Esperanza?
with the fictional village of Pueblo Esperanza. Pueblo means town, but if you didn't know.
Esperanza means hope.
Which will be
No, it
debuting hopefully in 2027. I think it's 27/28.
It does mean hope. Esperanza does mean hope.
What is
Hey,
Maribel?
The
Last
Duolingo's
name?
cutting off. Mirabel.
No, what's her last names? Madrigal.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Because I want to see the Madrigal
Whoa.
Casa.
Casita.
So the whole land is being rethemed to Tropical America.
The house has a name. It's Casita.
Yes, taking a heavy influence from the Encanto movie, as well as finally bringing over Indiana Jones to the East Coast. Another fun fact, if you don't know, Dinosaur, that e-ticket attraction we talked about before, is the exact same ride, vehicle, and track, I believe, of the Indiana Jones ride in Disneyland. So technically Dinosaur lives on.
They said if it's
will-
not broke, why fix it?
Yeah, except there won't be dinosaurs. There'll just be a middle-aged guy.
Harrison Ford.
You know, that's like saying Superstar Limo still lives on because they use the same
It does.
track as.
No.
It
No,
is.
I
She
disagree. No.
She lives.
He lives in you better.
We all have fond memories of this land.
I have okay memories.
You have fond memories.
They're okay.
I remember Countdown to Extinction, which is now Dinosaur, which is now closed. I remember that being the first major, scary, big kid ride that I rode. I remember working, like I said, one of my favorite places to work on Disney property was Chester and Hester, which was the gift shop. I remember the Tarzan Rocks show, which had a whole bunch of skateboarders, which was a lot of
A
fun.
lot of skateboarders.
Yeah, it was a skateboarding show.
Oh.
And then we had a memory all together, which was my last time at Dinoland, where they had the games, the carnival games. And if you won the ball rolling game, or if you lucked out with the ring toss, you could win a big Aladar plushie.
That's not that big.
It was bigger than the other ones. But yeah, no, you're right. It's not that big.
It's not
like
big
the
in
size of a teddy
carnival
bear.
standards, but it is
Correct,
big
yeah.
for Disney standards.
Yeah, and I remember being very stressed out. I beat out like 9 other kids to get this for my son. So I got him a plush from a land he's never been to and never will.
But ancient artifacts.
It's for Dustin.
Yeah, it's
But when it comes to this land, it always perplexed me. It didn't make sense. The story they did to tie it through I thought was cute enough for me to buy it. I learned to love this land. Very sad to see it go, but I'm very excited to see what comes next.
I am excited to see what comes. I also obviously did not have much attachment until recently, but the more I went, the more I loved it. I thought it was really cute. I was sad to see it go. I kind of wish we still had like some sort of like, you know, it was the only thing in Animal Kingdom that was like dedicated to obviously animals that weren't around anymore. So I feel like that part is a little weird to not have that anymore. But yeah, but I am very excited for Tropical Americas at the same time. I wish we could have both.
No, I do like Dinoland. I don't think it really has anything for me anymore.
I don't have anything anymore because it's all gone.
But anyways, let's all raise a glass and then let's all do a cheers to the lands that have departed. Here, cheers.
3 cheers.
Three cheers, okay.
Cheers. Ding.
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. And that's all we have for today's episode of Paco's Go. We hope you enjoyed this first episode of Departed Lands. Let us know if you've ever been to these lands, or if you have any other lands that are no longer with us that you'd like us to discuss.
Yeah, and send us pictures. specifically of the lands, not just like of you guys. Just send us pictures of the lands, especially if you have like opening day stuff.
I mean, you can be in them, I guess.
Yeah, you could be in them if you want, but we would love to see the different stuff from way back when.
And we'll see you at the park.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Parkgoers Go. Catch our new episodes every week and catch up on our older episodes on Spotify. For any updates or new information on the theme parks or podcast, follow us on Instagram at ParkgoersGo or visit our website at www.parkgoersgo.com. This episode was produced by Dustin, Logan, and Nathaniel and edited by Dustin. Our theme song was created by John Riedel. You can follow myself and Nathaniel's theme park adventures on Instagram at The Parkgoers, and you can follow Dustin at Mr. Parkgoer. If you want to reach out to us, visit our website or Instagram and send us a message. We'd love to hear from you. And until then, we'll see you at the park.